Ah, we've been expecting you.
That was the collective hive mind of shoutcasters watching over us as Ashkan and I take a little bit of brain power from the hive itself to bring you this broadcast.
And the neural network of broadcasters and the amazing voices of everyone who casts over this wonderful esport. We're just pulling knowledge and information to research the best ways to bring you the most entertaining EGF Power Series Valorant final group match that isn't really a group match, Artie. I think we're just letting them do it for fun, which is pretty cool, you know?
We're giving them some screen time, especially after the last one. They both deserve it. That was honestly one of the most interesting matches that we've seen today. So I'm happy to see him again. We're up here on Ascent. Again, this is just for fun. We're basically casting over a scrim, Ashcon.
Well, I guess this is a good opportunity to kind of learn, see what both of these teams are developing, and get a little bit crazy with the shoutcast. And since we're, you know, no one here is, there's no expectation on either team. There's no narrative needed to be built. This isn't going to reflect on either party, and we can all have a lot of good fun.
So, Ascent is one of those maps where, it's kind of like Icebox, where, there is a standard meta that everybody plays, but also it's a lot more forgiving if you go to play different compositions. Right now, for example, we're seeing Invasive Karma possibly decide to go for the Omen. Omen not normally played outside of Haven these days. Also Split. But I think that Omen is really good on Ascent, especially if you're going to be locking down a site. But we're going to be watching as Quinnipiac goes for the standard meta on top of playing out here with Chamber. Siena is going for possibly something similar, Ashcon.
Quinnipiac need to find out who's going to be their controller. Then there we go. Siu gets off of the Reyna pick to finally select Astra, and that's really what we need to
Select your
see.
agent.
I definitely think that even though it's just a scrim, you don't want to be left without a controller. And so for Sienna, they still got one that needs to decide, and Popsy at the last second is going to select Jet, which is unsurprising, but it's consistently what we've seen them on. But I want to harp on that Omen a little bit more and talk about the history of the agent and how buffs were expected for Omen. There was it was theorized that in the new Ultimate he would be able to paranoia agents around him, and that was never shipped. It was talked about, it was discussed, even out of the mouths of Riot devs, and it never came. Astra is just continuously hogging the spotlight alongside Viper, so there's really no room. And unfortunately, even though a buff for Omen was announced a few months ago, it was canceled. So now it's just Yoru getting all the
It's just
reworks.
It's just Yoru. Same with Phoenix. There is a rumored rework for Phoenix coming up as well because Phoenix is a severely low pick rate just because at this point in the game, there's no reason that you would want to pick Phoenix over anybody else. And that's why we haven't seen him in quite a while unless you are in silver lobbies like I am. And then you see him every
Right
game
there.
for some reason.
Yeah, I mean,
But
in solo queues, it's less like, I mean, you've heard pros like Tens talk about it, where it's like Phoenix is a good agent, but he's just good at what he does, and that's why nobody picks him. Because Jet, for example, is just good at everything. With that Tailwind being such a strong piece of utility, and you get to see it in action right here. Now, low key gets a pick and doesn't need to be traded. Doesn't happen. Get out of jail free card.
walk away, find your pocket Sage to get you healed up, and that's exactly what happens. We love to see the Jet and Sage working together, especially on Ascent. It's just really pretty as it all works out here. We do have a Sage on both sides, and we do have a Chamber on both sides. Will there be a difference? We do know that Low-Key and Popsia, they sure had their Jet difference last time, and that is possibly going to be playing some sort of role here this time around too. Sniper Bam using that Headhunter, hunting Low-Key's head, waiting to see if Gray's head will also be hunted here. Now Sniper Bam gets revealed. The double peek is going to come through, but Sniper Bam does manage to pick up the kill on the Gray here. Nikki doing what they can. Somehow, Sniper Bam still alive, possibly trying to pick up something here, but with the spike not in their control, it's not looking like it's going to work out too well. We are going to see the teleport coming through for Chamber, possibly. This could work out, but that teleport not even going to get a chance to be used as Nikki takes one classic bullet. Ashcon, the classic do be free.
It's no matter how often, how much they nerf it, it just it's always going to have that RNG aspect to it, right? That is the essence of having a right click that picks 3 random spots to shoot at, and it's always going to be that little bit of an X factor that gives it the edge over other pistols. And we see players picking up the Ghost sometimes and it's dead, but it's just not the same.
So right now we're going to be seeing Siena just kind of full sending on their full save, while Quinnipiac full stands fast on their not full buy. Although Siena is going to be using them free pistols to do some work here. Pango unfortunately getting traded here, and Quinnipiac suddenly with a disadvantage, and now enough hands have been filled with weapons for Siena to put them in a full advantage here. Osea, unfortunately, not able to finish off the kill. It's just the Low-Key, but Low-Key does have that frag potential. We could actually see Low-Key pull up to B site just in time to pick this up, especially because Mr. George is at very, very low HP here. Popsia gets the spike planted, and Low-Key helicopters over the boat, but unfortunately, it is going to be not enough. Siena brings us now 1-1. Quinnipiac, they're kind of regretting that force buy, Ashcon.
Well, it's very standard to go for the anti-eco, and for them to drop it really is a show of confusion and a show of I'd say lack of discipline, that they don't have everything in order for that type of a round. It's not standard to lose in that kind of scenario. Really, it's I would say it's more credit to Siena College for maneuvering in such an ingenious way, and now they get to utilize a couple of Vandals alongside the Spectres that they picked up.
Low-Key gets traded out using that shorty for 1 kill and 1 kill only. Now Quinnipiac is going to try to restand their defense here. 2 to B, 2 to A. One somewhat flexing around B mid, one somewhat flexing around tree catwalk. We'll see Pango getting that catwalk play for full effect here. Sniper Bam, though, will be able to pick up one on their own, and it's just trade after trade. But as Nikki takes out Popsia, Siena doesn't refrag that kill, and so Quinnipiac is stuck with an advantage, which they are going to play to its fullest, given that Siena dropped the spike right on the site. This is a great opportunity for Omen to come through in full. Unfortunately, though, Pango's bullet will come through fully in his face. Sniper Bam takes out Pango while he is switching between utility, and now Sniper Bam has 1 shot to make this work.
2 versus 1 situation. Wouldn't want to be any other agent aside from Chamber. Be able to teleport away at a moment's notice, but pulling up those anchors means that now there's a cooldown on him. Not going to be able to use them at all, but it's not necessary whatsoever. Sniper Bam controls the spray, gives themselves time to reset, and picks up a second round for Siena College. Don't quite get the spike down, don't lock it in, but that's all right. They already have the tour de force.
I would like to point out, actually, that Pango, OCU, Nikki, and Low-Key, that team belongs to Siena. I believe the names on the screen here are backwards. So apologies for that, but Siena is starting out on defense. Quinnipiac is starting out on attack, and we will get those names swapped out here real time for you. So
Siena College versus Siena College. Sorry.
Slide this out now. We see the correct team score here. So Quinnipiac, they are up 1 round here. They have a solid advantage when it comes to economy. Siena, though, not looking too bad themselves.
Pango just spotted at the edge of the angle, and they get to run away scot-free. And with 2 anchors between Dice and Generator, they're going to be a slippery sight holder to deal with. Madiel, stuck in the far corner by Wine, isn't going to be able to land onto Chamber, but Low-Key will certainly fall victim to him. An Invasive Karma backs away. Less than 50 HP. They're going to want to get out of harm's way. And Madiel Raps a little bit too aggressive for the likings of the rest of Quinnipiac.
We've got Sniper Bam on this tour de force, and will we be seeing the full force of the tour de force? That is to be seen when he can see someone through those sights. Mr. Gorgo going to be holding up the back here as Invasive Karma goes down. Will Mr. Gorgo get this refrag? They will. Gray goes down, and now it's a 3v2. Sniper Bam, sniping Pango right in the back of the head. OSU will be good for the refrag, and it's just Mr. Gorgo who gets the spike planted and sends out the Seekers to tell that one is going to be coming from either side. Waits in this back to aggress, only has to worry about one angle being peeked from. OSU going for the play, works out. Mr. Gorgo goes down in a hail of gunfire, and Siena ties us up 2-2. 2-2.
So round 5, you're going to see a casual buy up by both sides. Let's go ahead and bring up that scoreboard as soon as possible, and we're going to go ahead and find that both teams are going to have a little bit of a scattered economy, but you can see Siena, they just have a little bit more of an edge. That's not to say that, you know, they shouldn't watch out. Both sides having an operator mean both sides are able to be picked off early, and that's what's going to cause catastrophe is when or how or if these operators can pull someone into those lines of sights.
Yep, and I just knew that Pango was saving everything for that tour de force right there. I knew that would be pulled out as soon as I saw just the classic in the inventory. We see OSU though coming through to take out Sniper Bam, and that will mean that Sniper Bam goes another round without grabbing any more ult points here. Low-key, beautiful shot out of Mr. Gorgo as Quinnipiac just falls on their face to this full defense here from Siena, but low-key, it's taken out by Maddie L. Invasive Karma will be able to pick up one onto Nikki as well. And also, we see the res come through. So now it's down to 3v3, but Siena, they still got some bullets left.
I love how Maddie L implements a fake wall to find a first pick and then a second one into mid. Opening up B site, turning a threat onto OSU who can't go either way in lane. And it's a Sage versus Sage gun battle. And Gray comes out on top, but they can't quite turn around to find the shots onto Invasive Karma, who's good for 3, picking up a third round for Quinnipiac.
Love to see it, Ashcon. This is good Valorant. We see the back and forth. This is good Valorant.
So Quinnipiac gets to now take the lead. Their economy is doing good for themselves, and that's an operator on the ground for Siena. They invested a good bit of money into it, and that means they won't be able to buy it a second time. That's going to leave Low-Key without a gun, and they're not prepped up for the Blade Storm, so those knives will not be flying. Speaking of knives not flying, Popsia currently sitting at 0. They are making space. They are doing their job as a duelist, but right now they need to just warm up and get a cup of Joe in their blood before they can start popping off.
Inject the Starbucks. Just straight up espresso in the veins is what we need right now. But Low-Key, gonna be making it a little bit harder. Pango as well. Popsia somehow making it through as Low-Key picks up a double. Low-Key does end up going down to Popsia right there, and we've now got a good fight on our hands. Maddie L is going to be pushing over to B site. Again, it was all a ruse. Quinnipiac putting so much utility and effort onto A site. It was a B plant. You see Gray takes out Popsia with a Marshall. You love to see it. Going to be using the heal on themselves. Much deserved. But now it's going to be a 4v2. Siena, I've got almost a guaranteed retake if they can just get on site fast enough. But the thing is, they burned a lot of time, Ashcon. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this in. We see Gray. Unfortunately, these shots are going to be whiffing from Maddie, but it still will end up working out in their favor. It's now a 1v4 situation. Let's see if they burned enough time. Quinnipiac was just playing for time on that. Nikki getting this defuse. Is it going to stick through? Looks like they will. With 3 seconds left on the clock, just needed a little bit more time.
I see what Madiel was going for with that Grimwall, but I think they had the crosshair placement just a bit too high, and we saw that Siena College could just run right through. Although the first pick ended up coming out, it just wasn't enough for it wasn't enough to justify getting into such a vulnerable position because when you're sitting up so high on the sky, then you're able to be shot from every angle. I think that first kill needed to come out a little bit faster, and the follow-up retake by Sienna would have definitely been foiled. Just isn't the case, and unfortunate, it does happen. We're gonna watch Quinnipiac default around the map, but they got pistols, right? So they want to find the short angles, but Pango is keeping an eye on the shortest one there is, and that's the edge of Catwalk. No one seems to be trying to get over into their space, and those they feel confident allowing 3 players to be stacked over to the B side. Siena College has the push reinforced already.
Lots and lots of good information just went out there, and Siena is going to be able to play on it. But unfortunately for Siena, Quinnipiac gets the first pick. Now, Siena is going to try to hold off this B push. They know that all of the utility and agents have stacked up through this garage. He's going to be trying to get a little bit more information here. Not going to find much. We will see. Actually, I eat that word quite instantly as they pick up a lot of information, and Mr. Gorgo picks up quite a few kills in return. So that information might not have been worth much. Team Gray takes out Maddie, Loki takes out Mr. George, and now we see this possibly switching. But Popsia does manage to pick up the kill to Loki, and it's just up to Gray, who does not have any sort of res in sight, but they are good for one to pick up Popsia. They peek the corner here up onto Omen, somehow surviving. Sniper Bam sitting in the very back, uses the headhunter, picks up the kill. A thrifty win for Quinnipiac, puts them in the lead by 1.
Looks like Sniper Bam has some choice words for Invasive Karma, wants that Phantom back, picks it up, steals it from his hands, and I like the theme going on there with the skin that Invasive Karma has. The purple Reaver Vandal alongside Omen really makes for a nice edgy aesthetic. So, keeping it going, we see 4 in the favor of Quinnipiac, and they're just gonna keep spiraling onwards. Siena is now on the broken bye, but if Quinnipiac can make an eco victory happen, then who's to say Siena can't? They're posted up in very aggressive angles. Now Pango can teleport away with a snap of the fingers. But it seems like we're trying to have a coordinated double swing. Quinnipiac is not going to be overdoing it, or underdoing it, I should say. And that's going to force Pango right out of the position that they wanted to be in. And low-key goes for the double updraft over the Heaven Rafter. It's just not going to work in their favor.
Pango, unfortunately, missing those headhunter shots. That's what mine usually look like, and we will see Quinnipiac just playing that to their full advantage here. Siena, unfortunately, deals with the ramifications of not getting those picks. Maddie L takes out Gray. It's just up to Nikki, the shorty, standing in the glass here. Gonna knife it, give their position away, and that will be Maddie's cue to push through. Popsia, though, that gets the kill instead. Quinnipiac, a flawless round.
And so now we move on to a situation where Siena College can buy, they can afford, and they can put themselves in, how would you say, the traditional default style for the defense that you know and love. Having double sentinel for them is you would assume an advantage, but to be in a situation where Quinnipiac is ready to pull ahead in the half means that there's just something wrong with the utility that they're using, and what it's coming down to is the fact that they have Astra and Sova already together. Putting Sage there on top of it means that sure, B is on lockdown, but A is extremely vulnerable, and we saw it in the last round as well that Quinnipiac can waltz onto that A site, and it's no problem.
Low-key with the op, once again, just showing off and showing out, as you like to put it. I now have adopted that into my vocabulary, Ashcon, and it is never leaving. We will see Popsia going down as Maddie L picks up the res onto Mr. Gorgo. Sniper Bam, good for 1 as well, as now we're into the 4v4. Thanks to that res, Siena stays in the game just a little bit longer. Mr. Gorgo gliding through, but unfortunately Loki's bullets are flying a little bit faster. We will see the pick go through, and as Gray takes out Sniper Bam as well, Siena really is playing well here on this defense. Quinnipiac forced to re-rotate now, heading over to B site. The B site is well covered. Sova getting the information on where both remaining players are. That means Loki can swing out a little bit wide. No, they decide to play back, play it safe. They're only 2 rounds behind. They need everything that they can. So playing safe when you're not in the lead is always the way to go.
Oh, Matty L spotted by the trademark is going to be revealed, and that is a dangerous teleport to do out in tree room, but I guess if you don't die, can't really judge it. Invasive Karma moves up over to glass after hearing it shattered and is not rewarded for that play at all. Loki and Pango just clean up the last remaining of Quinnipiac and put themselves onto a fourth round.
No fireworks today, I'm afraid.
They need to pull ahead. They need to justify the Devil Sentinel pick by at least ending the half 7-5. That means winning 3 in a row, but against a team like Quinnipiac, that's a tall order.
It is a tall order, but I think that with Loki's op, Pango's absolutely incredible use of utility, and Gray's steadiness on the sights,
Anatomy?
I think it could work. What?
Gray's Anatomy?
Oh, I'm not familiar with the television show Ashcon. Please tell me how that joke was relevant.
I don't know either. Actually, it's just a name.
You want to play?
It's okay, I love
Let's
you.
play.
We're gonna be watching as Quinnipiac floods through the gates here in Garage, but honestly, just to burn utility, and also we see Pango picking up the first kill on the sniper bam, and now as Loki also tries to find some kills out through here, it's not looking good for Quinnipiac. I think that this is where Siena comes out on top and actually does manage to pick up exactly what they needed to bring us to that 7-5 scoreline we're talking about on this defensive half.
One enemy remaining.
Here comes the spray down. Quinnipiac, the final one, is able to get the blind out, but OCU flicks around to the head, and it just seems in a panic state. Karma cannot reset their aim and get the crosshair in the right place. Round score has evened up, and you said it already, it might be a tall order, but certainly not an impossible one. Siena College is on track to pull ahead.
I got enough time to go into the astral form.
Speaking of tall order, did you know that the Shamrock Shake is back at McDonald's?
I did not know that at all.
Out there.
And Girl Scout cookies are here.
Girl Scout cookies are here. I need to go get some Thin Mints.
Ashcon, you need to spend less time casting Valorant and more time going out into the beautiful, glorious outdoors.
I hate California. Why would I do that?
I understand. That's
And
why
gas
I
is
left.
expensive over here. It's like $5 a gallon. Like, where do you expect me to go?
Somehow gas is more expensive where you live than it is where I live. And I live on an island in the middle of the ocean. And Pango lives in my head rent-free with those beautiful tour de force shots. Picking up 2 on to Quinnipiac here. And that is going to be leaving Quinnipiac with a lot left to be desired. Luckily, though, 2 healers on the team. We will get Sky almost back up and running. And if Invasive and Matty L take some damage, well, then Sky can heal them back up too. But Siena College backs up onto the sites right now and just locks down, ready to use this one-man advantage to make sure that nothing can be gained. But if Quinnipiac realizes that there's only a single controller holding A site for the entirety of the team, they might be able to push that and get a free take.
From the shadows being popped, procure a little bit of extra information. No, it's just going to be full territory. Pango will get rid of Matty L Raps, leaving only Omen and Sky to
30 seconds
handle
left.
the job for Quinnipiac, and OCU is playing so carefully on sight, on the contact, hearing the trademark being broken, swings out to find Karma, and does a little bit of extra damage to Sky to boot.
Picks up the spike, Mr. Gorko, 31 HP in a dream here. Nikki coming through and just shattering that dream, just like the U.S. education system did to me a long time ago. We will see Siena College bringing us up now a good score line, 6-5.
Am I seeing this right? Am I seeing double operator on the side of Siena College with Loki and Pango bringing both out, both of the big sticks, and they still have so much money that each of them could drop the operator, pick up a Vandal, and be able to swap between the two mid-round.
I'm not sure why they're not doing that. It's the end of the round. They could totally do that.
Yeah, maybe they just want to flex the economic difference for the end of the first half. Who knows?
Ooh, no. Oh my goodness, a recon bolt revealing so much about this team's play. Quinnipiac, all they have left to do is to actually just commit now that they've been revealed. Unfortunately, though, Popsia shatters their kneecaps on the rim of that building, and, well, we will see it all fall down from that. Matty L comes through for the peak, and OSU doesn't react nearly fast as they should have. Matty L holding very, very deep here, but Loki is privy to this, possibly. No Unfortunately, Gray was not. Low-key missing what should have been the easiest shot of their career, and Matty L will be able to get a res up right now. Pango using the op here, using the headhunter, bringing this down into a 1v1. Pango now pushing through, will get blinded by invasive Karma. Karma thinking he's in the smoke, but he's not. But does Siena have the time for the defuse? I think they do. Siena bringing us 7-5. What just happened?
I have questions on how Karma misread where the shot came from. I mean, the operator makes the most distinct smoke trail after being fired from the barrel. I think maybe it was just definitely has to come down to nerves and anxiety there, and perhaps even a bad call out from the teammates. Sometimes when someone is in your ear, it can definitely confuse you. And that's going to enable Siena College to take the lead. I think in every other universe where Karma realizes that Pango has already pushed out onto the box is a universe where Quinnipiac ties up the half, but it's just not the case here. I think Dr. Strange got the time stone and brought Siena College to this first half victory, but whether or not they succeed in entirety, well, that's beyond our realm of knowledge. We're just going to have to wait and watch. Here we see a default coming out of Siena. Good control of space. And so we're going to find an initial aggressive play by Popsia, going to force a dash out of Loki and take their life, claiming them. And Osu is around the corner, ready to right click, but isn't doing enough damage fast enough. And Gorgo will get rid of them. Without a controller, not a lot to be done, Artie.
Oh, not a lot at all, but Pango almost turns the tides, but unfortunately just getting refragged in the process. You will see Quinnipiac holding this very, very sturdy pistol round in their favor. It's just up to Gray, and Gray might not have enough left over in the health department to make this work. Sniper Bam just hunting that head.
All right, Quinnipiac. Excuse me, Siena picking up that first round here on the attack. They get to pick and choose their battles. They're gonna move forward here. Pango. 18-8. Take a look at that KD. Some of the least amount of deaths, excluding Nikki, second to least amount, and then nearing that big 2-0, putting the entire team on their back. Loki is not too far off, but you definitely remember all of these impactful frags that Pango has been having, the trades, especially with that headhunter.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be an interesting fight right now. Siena ends up... Loki, how are you still alive? Okay, Loki got taken out there. Sniper Bam picking up both of those kills there as the rest of Siena floods through the gates here. Sniper Bam picking up a third, a fourth. Not going to be able to get the ace, though, as Gray shuts down that idea. But Gray, last person on the site, just going to try to get the spike, just try to get that extra plant util here. And it will work out. I think that was definitely the better move. I don't think that 1v3 would have been possible given the angles. But now, Quinnipiac ties us up 7-7.
And it's going to completely swing the economy in their favor. Winning in that kind of a situation is going to enable them to grab some rifles and also hold on to the Spectres that they have claimed for themselves. We're going to go ahead and see that on the scoreboard in a few short moments. It's a neck and neck match, Artie. I mean, round one, what was it? 13-6 for the official match, and now we're seeing in this official unofficial scrim match that both of these teams are dead even on Ascent.
I'm just loving seeing both Chambers at the top here. Chambers really doing the most on Ascent, and I'm here for it.
Oh, we see OCU getting down the nebulas, and that's going to put a damper on the plans of Pango in the mid, who wants to utilize their Sniper Bam, and they're going to fall, actually, revealed at the edge of the smoke. Low-key gets to just stomp on through mid, try to move into market. Another operator user is approaching them from the side. It's Popsia, but they're not fast enough. And Loki is good for two, make it a third.
Loki is just hammering them like Thor. And now going to be picking up the op here, the Ion for the Ion. Love to see those matching skins. I think Loki is probably just in awe that they've found a match here. Loki asking in all chat, should I pick up op, then getting a kill with the Phantom? Oh my god.
The please no in the chat. There's the desperate, please don't do it. we don't want to see that weapon anymore. And Loki goes, no, I am a man of morals. I don't lie to my victims.
Loki being a man of morals? That's the first I've heard.
Loki is certainly a god of trickery, that's for sure. I mean, hit Marvel series, really has some character development. God, love that show. Anyways,
That was not the Loki I was drawn from, but okay, here we go.
well, you go one direction, I go the other. That's why there's two of us. There's so much diversity.
Absolutely. Not a lot of diversity in this kill feed, though, as we just consistently see Pango killing up Sniper Bam. Now Osu will take out Matty L as well, and low-key back up again up on Heaven. Popsia is going to have to dive back from this here, and the spike goes down really, really quickly. And look at Osu, such great control living up to the name. Popsia just, yep, I agree with you. I'm right there with you, Popsia. Loki, not even sure where that bullet even came from to take out Popsia. A flawless round for Siena.
The Immortal Gun Buddy on that Phantom really coming to life and doing work, I think, is what it is. On Phantom plus Immortal Gun Buddy is an unstoppable combo. And it's proof. I mean, look at low-key, 16-12, catching up to Pango, short and sweet. Picking up their own Blade Storm, ready to fly around up in the air. And Quinnipiac, they are going to be on the same heavy shield rifle buy, but with everyone on Vandals, that means the close range angles will be much weaker for them. And you can see that with no one in the tree room, that's going to be the easiest spot to exploit. Sniper Bam playing around the smoke. They have been cut off, but not completely. That smoke is not perfect, and you can see that Sniper Bam gets that line of sight as Pango walks on in, tries to get out of mid already.
Does not get out at all, and that is not normally how this goes, but look at this utility here. Just great stuff by the Sentinels, playing out exactly what they need to. Watching as Popsia just backs up and really just into a corner, but Sniper Bam gonna be able to pick up one here. But there's low-key again, the star player, I believe, of Siena after just everything that we've seen. Mr. Gorgo coming in to help. Unfortunately, though, for Popsia, low-key still standing in that position. It's gonna be a lot to leave on the table right now. Siena College really is doing a lot here. Looks like Quinnipiac does have control of the spike, but Loki has control of these knives. Getting revealed, Maddie goes down. Loki going for this ace here. Updrafts, takes out Mr. Gorgo, picks up the spike, dashes back out. 30 HP, a dream. The cloudburst popping just in time before Omen can figure out which way Jet is swinging. Now we see Loki getting ready to plant the spike and play it out from A main.
10 seconds left.
Time is ticking away. We get low-key position up under help. This is such a difficult spot to play. Wall bangable from above. It only needs 2-3 shots. The smoke goes out. Now they're cut off and they're visible from all angles. Ooh, they're gonna go sit inside the smoke.
That's
Very slippery play.
That's not A main at all. We can see Omen definitely doesn't necessarily expect. Looking towards A main, that's where you play when you plant this area here, but low-key knows what the expectation is. Gonna be coming through the headshot. Beautiful ace. Low-key clean as can be. Ashcon, I
love seeing Karma or Omen's model like turn around right into it. The eyes meet Loki, who's just standing right there. You smoked me off twice from the line of sight of the bomb. Do you know what that does to a man? Do you understand the paranoia I felt? And immediately just shoots him dead, takes his revenge. And I mean, Evasive Karma's having a struggle with 6 kills here on the 18th round. They're definitely implementing the util as necessary, but need a little bit of extra gamer subs. Popsia does not fire the operator enough. Bring that crosshair closer to the corner. Nikki claims their life.
I think Siena, they are just ready for lunch at this point. They want to make sure that they can just finish this out and go, or maybe to dinner, depending on their time zone. But Osia with that off doing some work. Sniper Bam gonna try to make this not as clean here for them. Pango goes down, but Nikki gets the refrag. We stand Nikki in this household, watching as Siena College just locks down the site. Invasive Karma is going to be the last person standing and just needs to save this Phantom.
It's the correct choice, the right choice to kind of keep your money in the bank. A little bit of util. That's 400 credits, 150 for the teleport. That's 550 total, and extra for the smoke, 650, which they're definitely going to have once we hit the respawn. And that means they're going to go ahead. Karma trying to hold for the exit frags, which is really dangerous. They have no idea where Siena College might approach from. Now, we know on the map that they've retreated out from B main. They're playing it safe as well. They don't want to lose any bodies, but even the decision making there is going to show that Karma is itching for a fight.
All right. So this is the chance for Quinnipiac to come through. They've got the economy. They've got the jet op. Ashcon, is Siena going to bring us to match point here, or is Quinnipiac going to survive us?
Quinnipiac is starting to struggle, and their economy is not showing to hold, at least for the time being. Sure, they can buy in this round. They do have an operator in the pocket. Can't discount it. Certainly, we've seen the great effects.
If you will.
Pocket. Poperator. Oh, Pango going to swing out right of the smoke and not be just good for one, but good for two, Artie.
That was a beautiful swing right there. Just immediately. That Pango, that's aim labs right there. We see Loki coming through here to take out Mr. Gorgo, and it's just up now to Sniper Bam. Sniper Bam will be coming through to take out Loki. That's a huge pick, but now you still have to 1v4 this situation. 1v4ing right now, especially when you've got another chamber coming up your backside, and well, Pango is not even going to be the one to take the bullet here. You can hear the comms right now. I was gonna knife him, and they just absolutely bringing us in to match point with the best energy. But Quinnipiac, they don't want to go out without a fight, but they might have to because they are running dry on the money game.
Yeah, if there's anything better than a tournament ace, Artie, it's a tournament knife. I think is having that, and on camera, on stream, is definitely the best feeling. And Pango was hoping to clip it and ship it, perhaps for their TikTok marketing scheme, but unfortunately robbed of the opportunity. So they're going to go ahead and move into this final round. Match point at a disadvantage mentally and a number of agents.
Sniper Bam with a 3K off the bat. We see Popsia missing the shot and then just taking the hands off the keyboard to reset. Nikki taking out Invasive Karma. This is the Quinnipiac that we needed a long time ago. But they're here now, and that's what's important. It looks like it's just going to be up to Nikki. And remember, we stand Nikki in this household. Let's see if Nikki is going to be able to pick up the spike and bring us the plant over to A side. But we do have to remember that Sniper Bam still has two 2-to-4 shots, and as Nikki goes loud into the site right now, they are trying to bait for information. Sniper Bam not going to give that information out for free, but it does anyway. That means both players on A side have been revealed to Nikki here. Nikki going to do what they can, but unfortunately, the tour de force will also do what it can with just one bullet.
Okay. They've pushed away the end of the match by one round. Quinnipiac claiming the lives and breaking the 5-round spree of Siena College, but it's going to be a game of lending and borrowing. Madiel Raps can afford utility and armor, and they're going to have to receive a loan from Popsia. They're going to pick up their favored rifle, or from Sniper Bam, both can afford. The issue is for them that no matter how many guns they have, there's just not enough ultimates to go around. Siena College is armed to the teeth on this attacking side. Popsia is good for one and can dash away. Taking a little bit too long to get out. 56 HP. But Loki is going to be revived right off the bat, Artie.
That is so good for Siena, almost losing Loki here in what could be their last match. Loki is such an important player here, but Loki goes down twice. Nikki does get the refrag on both Mr. Gorgo and Sniper Bam, and now looks like Quinnipiac on their last legs here for this scrim. It is just going to be a 4v2 situation. See Maddie L go down. Invasive Karma, last person standing, but Nikki, we stand in this household, good for a 3K. Siena College brings us 13-8 in this final ascent. Ashcon, I just got to say, absolutely beautiful games today. Some amazing collegiate Valorant.
Amazing indeed, Artie, and definitely an amazing showing from both teams. First match, of course, being counted towards our round robin, and the second one just for fun. Glad to see both teams come out and really show their stuff on stream. And now they have a VOD to review. Both sides can study up and figure out what they can practice on together or apart. No harm, no foul, I guess. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, there's more from the EGF coming this week. We have FIFA on Monday, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Tuesday, Rocket League on Wednesday, Overwatch on Thursday, CSGO on Friday, and then next Saturday, League of Legends, as well as Valorant. We're going to have that on both Friday and Saturday as well. Yeah, they're both. We have pretty much 7 full days of the upcoming week full of games and esports for you to watch. So stay tuned. Make sure to follow Twitter at official EGF. You can see me and Artie as well with our tags below. Give us a follow and a shout out for Time to Light and our wonderful observer, Soph. Folks, that's all for today. Thank you and stay tuned for more in the upcoming weeks.